Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, if you're a small YouTuber, or you may have seen one of the small YouTubers that you watch talk about this, YouTube has increased the amount of views or hours watched you have to get before you can be monetized. They had these implementations a little while ago that brought up the level, and they've basically just brought the level up again. The new requirements mean you have to get 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. Now, I am both affected and not affected by this, because I'm affected in the way that my Spicy's Hidden Worlds channel is now demonetized. My main channel is not, because that one gets way over the requirements. You know, I've seen a lot of opinions on this, from people saying that it's screwing over small content creators, to people saying that, you know, they're not really making that much money anyway, and even some people are being real knobs about it, like Keemster, you know, that knob. He basically said that if you can't get that many views, then you're crap at YouTube and you shouldn't anyway. But I thought what I'd do is I'm going to use my numbers to try and extrapolate what I think you have to, what your earning limit has to be, or minimum has to be, to actually be eligible, and then explain why I think YouTube is doing this. Okay, so we know the requirements are 4,000 hours per year and 1,000 plus subs. So we're going to ignore the subs thing. We're just going to talk about this hours. What does that actually equate to? So let's put this into perspective. My channel gets 13,500 on average hours watched per month. And that equates to 162,000 hours per year. So as you can see, I'm significantly over the requirements. So I should be earning a load of money, right? Well, let's get into that. So for my 13,500 hours per month, that normally gets me about $250. And when you convert that into English money, it's not great. So this is a per month thing. So 4,000 hours per year divided by 12 means you have to get 333 hours watched per month. So if you take 13,500 and you divide that by 333, it equals 40.5. So we're just going to say 40. So 1/40th basically of $250 is $6.25 per month. So per year you're talking about $75, and the YouTube payout requirement is $100 per each time. You have to hit $100. So if you round it all up, because there's variables through everything, basically you need to be earning about $100 a year to hit the pay grade. So if you fall below that, you're going to be making less than $100 a year. So for the people who are saying you weren't earning that much money anyway, well, you can make your opinion on that. To some people, $100 is a good reward. It might pay for a new camera next year or help towards a lens or something. And to some people, they say, well, that's absolutely nothing. You're not really losing out at all, are you? I do think I know exactly why this is happening. One second. This is my representation of what I think YouTube are doing. As you can tell, it's very high budget, using salt and cardboard. Basically, what you have here is the highest earning channels, normally the most subscribed, stuff like that, you know. And there's not a huge amount of them. Then you have channels, so let's say 5 million plus. Then you have channels that say 1 million plus, and there's a few of those, but not as many as the top ones. Obviously, this is the way, it's a pyramid, it's always going to work its way. Then you have people with, say, less than 1 million subscribers, so you've got this many. And then underneath that, I can't draw lots of boxes, you've got a lot more channels that are above the pay line, and we're going to call this the pay line, because they put a pay line in a while ago. So now we've got all of these channels down here which can't get any of the money. Sorry, none of you get any money anymore. Money's getting stuck in the pay line. Hold on. So sorry guys, none of you are getting any money anymore, but there is more money to go around between these people, because as the money coming in from the advertisers is getting smaller, to give these people who are producing most of the viewed content, making most of the money for the company, they need to give them more money, because their money's dropping because the amount coming in shared out is less. You get me? You know, like Adpocalypse and all the money that was lost that way, well, there's been more and more of that. So I think what they've done now is they've basically just raised the line. So now all of this money gets put up here and is shared between all these people, and now everyone that was stuck between these 2 points is now cut off. So in theory, remembering that this line equals about $100 a year earning, so everyone above that is earning more than $100 a year, and then this extra is going to be shared out between all these people and these people. Now you would hope that it would be shared out equally. or even that it was shared out more evenly below the people who aren't getting as much. But then the thing is, in the business's mind, the best thing to do is have the people with the most effective strategy getting the views and getting the money. Now the problem with that is, with the ad friendly stuff, some of these people no longer can have their money. Logan Paul, well actually no, when we're talking about, he's not been demonetized, but he has been off the preferred list of YouTube channels, so he won't get the premium ads as much and won't earn as much as he used to get, which will mean that some of his money spills out amongst the other channels. In an ideal world, that's the way it should work. My concern is that this happens. There's this extra money and YouTube does this. Oh, that never existed, did it? No, don't worry about that. We'll look after this. That's the cynic in me, but let's hope that's not the case. So what I think this is basically a reallocation of funds. It's like basically these people got fired by YouTube. They're saying, you know, no, you're not making us enough money, we don't need you, so the odd money that goes to you will go into the pot for everyone else. And that will keep these people happy because these people are getting really sort of short money. You see what I mean? So YouTube is looking after their own best interests in doing this, and it does mean that the little guys do get pooped on, but they are at this point in time at the $100 a year line. It seems to just work out to $100 a year, and I bet maybe that's something they said. They just said, oh, you know, anyone earning less than $100 a year, cut them off. So if you've fallen into this bar, yeah, it's crap, I'll be honest, but I can see why YouTube's doing it. You know, companies can't always run in a nice way. And yes, I do agree, you can say, well, it's easy for you to say that when you're not in the position, you're not earning it. I completely understand your standpoint on that. You know, I haven't got the same emotional feeling of having something taken away from me. Other than the fact that my secondary channel got demonetized. But I'm actually planning to move those videos onto my main channel and maybe continue that in the future. But whatever, that's a different subject. But for me, the biggest concern is, when does that bar next get raised? And when does that bar get raised again? And at what point do we find ourselves finding that you have to be one of these guys to actually be earning any money? Now remember, for some of these guys, it's their full-time job. And they can just about, you know, sustain themselves. They're not earning a lot of money. But if it starts dropping off, they're going to have a real problem. And they might have to stop making the content. That's why people tend to make more money off of merch and stuff like that than they do off the actual ad revenue. So there you go, that's my opinion on who's going to get affected by this, working out from my numbers. It might be completely wrong, but I'm hoping that working on the averages that I have, giving myself some leeway, I'm going to be in the right ballpark figure, and $100 seems like a good place for that line to fall in. I'm not saying I agree with it being there, but it seems like a logical place. And why I think YouTube is doing it. I'd love to know what your opinion on this is. Do you think that $100 mark is a fair line to say, you know, well, if you're earning less than this, then, you know, you've not lost out on a lot, and do a bit more and you can hopefully get yourself over that mark, you know, give yourself a target, a goal to reach? Or do you think that it's just, you know, crapping on the smaller YouTubers that maybe they don't make as many videos, or maybe they're very niche, but the people that watch them really enjoy them? Should they be as equally deserving on the money as everyone else? Given that then means that the bigger people helping support the main site itself aren't getting as much. Or is a single ad on a single video view, which is the same between here and here, although these people tend to get paid quite a bit more per view, it doesn't have the same value? Or do you think that these people have far better abilities, more effectiveness for the campaign of YouTube to make more money? You know, advertisers here advertise here and they sell lots, advertisers down here advertise a lot and they don't sell much. Maybe that's why they're doing it. What do you think? What is your opinion? I'd love to know. Catch you next time.
Keep on running.